Do you often get indigestion after eating meat or unsure why you need to cook meat to certain temperatures? Watch the rest of this video to understand why. Before we controlled fire, our great ancestors ate raw meat, and even today, people from around the world enjoy sushi, kitfu, osunwurst, and steak tartare. These dishes tend to be tolerated because locals are used to the bacteria that are present in them and they're eaten fresh before the bacteria have much opportunity to grow. So why do you get sick when you eat raw meat? When an animal is butchered, bacteria from its skin and its intestines contaminate any cuts of meat. A small amount of bacteria our immune system can fend off, but given time to grow, those bacteria multiply and it overwhelms our immune system. Conveniences of grocery stores and refrigerators provide far more time for bacteria to grow, and so even while the meat may be chilled, over time, a large amount of bacteria can accumulate in any cut of meat. Most people can fend off a million bacteria with their natural defenses, but if you're on medications that suppress stomach acid or you're older, it may take as few as 1,000. Salmonella, Listeria, Campylobacter, and E. coli are common bacteria that infect meat and cause illness. Cooking the meat to adequate temperature kills the bacteria, making it safer to eat. So why do I enjoy a steak medium rare without worrying? Because when an animal is processed, bacteria will coat the surface of the meat, but it won't migrate deeper into the muscle. So if we adequately cook the outside of the meat, the inner part of the steak won't be infected. But what about ground meat for a burger or a sausage? That needs to be cooked well done. Now, some of you may protest this statement, thinking that you can't possibly have a juicy burger if it's cooked well done. But let me explain. Whereas that steak, only the surface was coated with bacteria, and we killed that off and we sear it. When we take beef and we grind it up, we put all of that bacteria throughout the entire ground beef, which means your burger needs to be cooked all the way through to ensure that all the bacteria are killed. Now, if the concept of eating a well-done burger sounds like you're going to be eating a rubber shoe and it horrifies you, I'd say just try it. I used to eat burgers medium, but I found that they gave me indigestion. And thankfully, I married a rancher's daughter and was corrected in my ways. And I've since found that I don't get sick and I can still enjoy a juicy burger when it's cooked correctly but well done. So why does pork need to be cooked more thoroughly than beef? The worm that is likely to infect beef has a life cycle which only permits it to infect a person's intestines, and it will not burrow deeper into areas like your brain or your muscle. But the worm that it can infect pork can actually cause a more systemic infection that's far more dangerous, and that is a big reason to ensure that pork is thoroughly cooked. In the developed world, the common use of antiparasitic agents within ranching prevents these worm infections from being a common problem, but it's still smart to ensure that meat is thoroughly cooked. But what about steak tartare and sushi? It gets back to the idea that if you're eating the meat fresh, it does not provide ample time for the bacteria to multiply and overwhelm your immune system. But it remains that people who have immunosuppressed conditions or chronic liver disease need to be particularly mindful to avoid raw meat. I hope this video has helped you understand some of the nuances of cooking meat and food safety. If you have questions about specific dishes, leave them below. Thank you and be safe.